monetary systems around its birthday. The 233-year-old monopoly that is Wall Street decided to ditch the old system and completely change monetary systems around its birthday, around the day that it was created. I don't think that's a coincidence. 234 years ago today, 24 men under the Buttonwood tree signed an agreement that birthed Wall Street, and this evidence will overwhelm you, okay? On May 17th, 1792, 24 stockbrokers at 68 Wall Street signed a two-sentence cartel agreement. That cartel ran the world's money for 234 years. Today is May 17, 2026. I'm about to show you how they dismantled Wall Street in 30 days flat. Let's first start with the payment rails. That's the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. They're basically the clearinghouse that settles every stock trade in America. They custody $114 trillion in securities. On May 4th, the DTCC announced they're tokenizing it completely. 50 plus firms are onboarded. We're talking about BlackRock, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Citibank, Charles Schwab. The actual rails that move every American stock trade are being switched to the blockchain. Not in 5 years, we're talking about in 5 months. Are you listening? Then 8 days after that, May 12th, the DTCC partnered with Chainlink to handle the tokenized collateral. Chainlink is a protocol, a crypto DeFi protocol. The most invisible, most regulated piece of Wall Street's plumbing just got publicly married to crypto, official crypto infrastructure. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then on May 13th, JP Morgan went live on Ethereum, their second tokenized money market fund. They were seeded with $100 million, the same JP Morgan whose CEO Jamie Dimon called Bitcoin a fraud in 2017. May 8th, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook stood at a central bank and gave an entire speech mapping how tokenization is going to reshape the entire financial system. The Federal Reserve, the institution that prints every dollar in your wallet, publicly planning around the new payment rails of the world. 5 days later, the Senate confirmed Kevin Warsh as the Fed chair. He personally owns stakes in Bitcoin payment companies, DeFi protocols, stablecoin companies. The man about to run American monetary policy makes more money the faster this happens. He's going to make sure it happens. May 14th, the next day, the Senate Banking Committee passes the Clarity Act 15 to 9, heading to the Senate floor, White House targeting a July 4th signing. That's $4 trillion from JP Morgan, $14 trillion from BlackRock, State Street, that's another $30 trillion in custody. The DTCC is $114 trillion in clearing, plus 20 more banks queuing at Anchorage waiting to issue stablecoins. That's $162 trillion of traditional finance, almost twice the entire global world GDP. They're leaving the signs right in front of your face. Do you understand? You need to research, please. Figure out how to take advantage of this. And if you guys want more information, obviously I have a lot of sources and news and stuff. Follow me for more. The 230.
Hey man, this is a big move right here, man. Pivoting toward the NWO. I see. So I want to begin by giving all the praise and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kwadash, and the Bahanas Elder and the apostles of the Timison who do well. A peace, blessing, and salutation to you, Akiam, who are pushing this truth to the four winds of the heaven and being at the forefront of the spiritual war, and to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise here on earth again, as in the days of old. So the multi-B infrastructure is being set up on Wall Street, man. And then Esau, he wanna pivot toward she tokenization of everything, man. See, and then they are pushing heavy on stablecoin. You see, they are pushing heavy on stablecoin. I saw another Trump wish list. And when Trump embarked on a journey to China, he had like a list of demand. I call it a wish list because nothing really changed. You don't know about closed door deals, but on the surface, Trump did not succeed on the trip on China. And one among his wish list, it was like he wanted China to embrace stablecoin, man. I see. So what Esau he is doing, he is going to the four corners of the earth, preaching. Salakia, preaching to people to join his religion, man, in which it is the NWO. And damn well sure people will join because it will reach a point where if you can't join, you will be left out. If Wall Street do that, and other major institution do that, Silicon Valley also is doing the same thing. All these major institutions, they are doing that. BRICS, when the war on Iran was going on, oil was being petrochemical oil and everything which was passing through the Strait of Hormuz. You have to check in with the Iranian and pay in crypto or the RMB, in which the RMB is digital. You see? So things are moving quick, man. So this is Habakkuk 2. I'll start at verse 1. Say, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may learn that readeth. Okay? So we broke down, starting with the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the brothers on down, the prophecy of the multi-B to the simplest common denominator, man. If you don't get it, it simply means the Moshe does not want you to get it. You see, you better pray, man. You see, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end he shall speak. So we are at that appointed time, man. See, and all lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. You see? So this is the book of Psalms 94, and verse 20, it read, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frames mischief by the law. So Esau is going around, changing things on the fundamental. I see the whole thing with Wall Street, next it will go to Congress. The whole thing with stablecoin, it will eventually go to Congress. If not already, I see, and it will pass. You see, it will be a bipartisan thing. Both parties will agree. You know, you have those things in which both parties agree on the majority. It's when it comes to the NWO issues to do the NWO, when it comes to Israel, in which Israel, the state of Israel is linked to the NWO through the Greater Israel Project. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous, and they condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. You see? Going to Job 5 and 12, he says he disappoints the device of the crafty. So the prophecy of the multi-B, it will come to pass, but Esau Edom plan to frame his new world order ain't gonna succeed. So he say he disappoints the device of the crafty, so that their hand cannot perform their enterprises. And the enterprises here, the scripture speaking, is the NWO. He takes the wise in their own craftiness. So it will come a point where the whole thing will collapse, man, through infighting, you see, and just the Moshe crashing the party, man, and the counsel of the fraud is carried headlong, as they meet with darkness in the daytime and they grope in the noonday as in the night. So when they are at the pinnacle of their power, and which is the pinnacle of Esau Edom power, is the NWO. So you people who say Moab is in control, Moab is not in control, man. You see? Moab is just a pawn on the hand of the elite. And you see, he will be used as a testing ground. Moab is being used as a testing ground and a bulwark to push the NWO forward, man. So this is Shalom. I hope you're edified. On to the next.